there's something that you're about to become so incredibly humbled by, and it feels like a level of gratitude that you're going to be feeling, not only from those around you, but humility in becoming a vessel of possibility. Remembering that you're not the source of what is choosing to express itself through you. It just feels like you're a conduit. It's very much a conduit energy where you're streamlining some type of creative spark, idea. I'm seeing channeling. It may be words that you say that is going to deeply touch and be felt and appreciated by those around you. And it's coming from an internal appreciation that you have to say, okay, I have been chosen as an instrument, a divine instrument that is going to harmonize with this symphony that chooses to flow and express itself through me as merely a medium, because the position of an artist is a humble one. It's where the soul's expression is able to come out fluidly through form. There's something beautiful in regards to creating a conducive environment or a container for this information, this creative spark to flow through you. So this is going to be a reading around, I'm really excited to touch on this further with you, around what kind of conduit you are, what artist you are when it comes to this expression. It just feels like gratitude. It's the moment of an artist writing a song in something that took place behind the scenes, and they've been able to alchemize something. And it could be wisdom in which you've derived or extracted from experiences, or the muse in which they've become in your expression. There's something that's happening there, and maybe it's the wisdom which you're sharing. It kind of feels like a chironic wounded healing type of energy, right? The wounded healer. And it's a moment where you're on stage and everybody is singing within this concert something that you had written behind the scenes that then it is making headway. It feels as if it's a 12th house energy, something that happens within your own subconscious mind, your internal world, kind of 8th house energy, that alchemical process that you go through, something shadow that comes to light, right? So it feels like from that into 10th house energy, 11th house energy, like 5th house energy. Maybe it's coming through your creative expressions. It may be through networks, alliances. It could be audiences. It may be friendships. Something that is finally being able to be put on stage, or it's like you're coming to the stage and being able to share with the world, or even a small corner of the world, or people in your one-to-one interaction, something in which you have learned, something in which you have maybe come out on the other side of, but it's a surreal moment. That's what it feels like. It's like a moment of, this is completely surreal. And that is a key word right now. So we're going to go ahead and decode that keyword real quick before we continue. So something being surreal means something feels strange, dreamlike, or almost unreal, as if it doesn't belong to ordinary reality. So this is where the ordinary becomes extraordinary. Something so unusual or vivid that it feels like a dream rather than real life. So that's what I mean. It's like a very surreal moment where it's this is a whole audience singing back to me something that I was singing to myself behind closed doors. It feels like a full circle moment of, oh, this was a seed that was planted, very much like a new moon to a full moon energy, and this is the culmination, or this is the harvest of the experience in which I've moved through. That's what it is. It's like you're able to see what's on the other side of the experience in which you've moved through. Maybe you didn't understand the benefit of it then, but now you're understanding it now. So something that seems otherworldly, or even like reality is being bent into an unfamiliar lens where, oh, this is unfamiliar that I'm being received, or something that I've created or streamlined through me in a humble position is being so well received. It's like, yeah, it's something that no longer feels fixed, right? So you're not the source of where this emerges from, but you are the medium in which it expresses itself through. That's what this is, all right? Okay, let's see what this is. What should we do first? All right, let's get Cosmos Oracle message. I want to take a look at the quantum aspect of this, right, in regards to energy. Let's take a look at what, let's take a look at the artist itself, right? So this is going to be the medium. This requires a level of surrender on your part because this is bigger than you, okay? It's the reminder that you are connected to an infinite field that stretches far beyond, I'm hearing, your imagination, bigger than you can imagine. And the more that you imagine, the more that there is to imagine. That's what I'm seeing as something being unlocked. Right, let's see. Okay, gravitational acceleration. I love this. So there is some type of target that has been acquired, but then also it's stretching beyond what you previously thought was possible. That's what this says. Okay, and then you have selective shield. So this could have been where you've really had to open yourself up as a channel, where you've really had to open yourself up as a conduit for all it is that wants to streamline through you. We're going to go ahead and read this message so you can see what it is. But it's like, humbling and being humble is not about something like diminishing you or you reducing yourself, but instead it's something that brings you back into a field where separation dissolves and you remember the place that you have within the whole, right? Like bigger picture or bigger field. Right. Gravitational acceleration in this deck speaks about clear direction and a force of action. The available energy flow gains momentum, strength, and determination. The previous speed of the process changes its rhythm and accelerates towards a defined target. So there are moments in the path where expansion can feel like elevation. It's like you're going to be rising, you're becoming a version of self. You're witnessing the becoming of something unfold before you. While it unfolds before those around you, it's like some type of path unfolds from you. Does that make sense? And there's almost like a level of groundedness that's needed so that you're not just above the experience, but you're within the experience itself. You are the awareness behind the experience unfolding. Let's see. And that's why it feels so surreal, because it's going to become evident to you that this intention being fulfilled is not just like an intention of the ego or the soul, but it's an intention of source itself. I'll give you an example, right? This is what's coming through. So let's say there's an idea or a download or an insight that comes forth. It reminds me of the cosmic network card where it talks about all great geniuses or inventors have technically never invented anything. Instead, they're pulling forth this information that exists within the field. It's the morphic genetic field of where it's the instruction manual of where the infinite or non-physical manifests into form. And it's this holographic DNA, and DNA stores in memory. So it's the memory of everything that already exists, even before it translates into a physical experience. It's the information on which we receive downloads, insights, creative sparks from. I'll give you an example. Let's say Source wants to bring a light bulb into the world, right? Electricity, light for humanity to be able to use and experience. Now, Thomas Edison became a medium for this, right? He became a vessel for this idea. And it's not that he necessarily invented light, but instead, others sparked the idea before him, but Edison made it usable for the world. And he actually took action on some type of insight or download that he had in order for that to translate into a physical experience. Now, if he didn't act upon that, Source would have utilized another being, another character who would have also come up with that same idea in order to make that energy usable for humanity. We're talking about this kind of energy. Now, gravitational acceleration is literally that intention being fulfilled through you, something in which you're being called to take action on, something in which you're being called to share, to channel, to express. So gravitational attraction is the force which makes an object move towards the core of a celestial body, dispensing with possible atmospheric resistance and constantly increasing its speed, clear direction, and a force of action. So in order to see where this takes you, okay, the experience that this takes the soul in the physical realm, there is a force of action that's necessary. That's essentially what this is saying. It is the moment where the artist touches the paintbrush onto the canvas and then they see what is created. this is the type of energy, right? It's the moment where an artist gets into the studio and they start freestyling or, creating these beats, and then they see what comes out from it, right? It actually is something that brings us clarity, especially with Neptune and Saturn in Aries. Okay. It's like maturation happens through physical action right now. It's not just about talking about the thing, but it's about becoming a medium for the thing to express itself through you. That's what we're speaking about. Now, let's take a look at what this could be. Of course, this is going to be very different for each one of you, but we're going to take a look at just the quantum energy and trying to release the control, right? Maybe releasing the need to kind of be more or prove more, and instead just releasing and allowing gratitude to naturally emerge from you, because there is no expectation when it comes to creativity. It's not a conducive environment. Don't expect too much from yourself at this stage, is almost what I want to say. Gratitude in its purest form is not about just what you have, but it's about recognizing that you are part of a larger system, something that extends far beyond this identity, far beyond this medium, right? Now, let's see. What is this that wants to come forth? All right, we have Fusion. Oh, I love this card. And if there's any card that is going to do this justice, it's going to be this one. So Fusion is appreciation for like opportunities, growth, and what's unfolding. As you elevate, this becomes like unavoidable. It's just a natural side effect. Pulsar is something that happens in intervals, like it's a roller coaster in which you go through, because it could be a roller coaster of emotions. Maybe you'll be experiencing self-doubt as you do this thing, or fear, but you're acting even in the presence of that doubt. Therefore, you become greater than the mind, greater than the emotions, and the physical vessel. I'm hearing that enriches your soul. Now, Fusion, let me go and find this with F real quick. It's probably one of my favorite cards in the deck. It basically talks about, aspect A and aspect B function in their own specific ways, and it talks about the ego and the soul. But what happens when they come into this harmonious assemblage point? You know what an assemblage point is, right? It's the moment where the soul and the physical vessel become one. It's like you end up looking like your soul in physical form. It's the moment where someone is on stage and they're so in the moment playing the violin or singing that everyone else is just like there's this moment of gratitude for something that is flowing through them that almost feels just ethereal. Now, Fusion, let me go and read it to you, because union, creativity, alchemy, integration, birth, and innovation, nuclear process that keeps all the stars burning. This union of two or more parts to shape something new. This balance of union of forces creates a new force that did not exist before. We knew object A and its workings. We knew object B and its workings, but we had never before witnessed the creation that results in the combination of A and B, forming an AB that brings everything together. It is a new energy that is formed through union and communion, the ability to create something beyond the known. What comes together is always totally beneficial to both parties. So, as beneficial as this is to the ego and all it is that it gets to experience in the physical realm, the very thing that animates the ego, otherwise it would be lifeless, is the soul. So it's the way that this character is being animated by through the soul's intention. I'm hearing is the things that you're animating into this experience by honoring the soul's full expression, and you're gonna like the way that that's translating into a material, physical way. So that could be generating streams of revenue. It could be insights or reinforcement that you're receiving. I'm seeing like applause or energy, so kind of like a Six of Wands, where there's like not just internal recognition, but also recognition that you may be seeing reinforced through the world around you. It's like you're recognizing the beauty of what is flowing from you, and that's also being mirrored by those around you too, where they're also recognizing the beauty that's flowing through you, where it's like, that came from me, and they're like, that came, oh my god, this is beautiful. So it's that type of energy. Again, it's like that humility of wow, where an artist steps back and they look at what it is that they've created, and they're like, that is beautiful. And it's something, again, it's like that position of humility is where you take a step back from identifying with the creation and just admiring the creation that has flowed through you as merely just an instrument. And that could be something in which you say to someone in the moment, and then you see, you know, how it uplifts the spirit, how they begin to see themselves clearly or their situation clearly. And you're like, you were just a messenger for source. You know, it's that type of energy that we're speaking about. It's not a, I am this and I am the best and da 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 and I am the truth. It's like, no, yes, you have been chosen for this expression, but it's not over identifying with it, right? A clear channel, a channel without distortion, is the one that allows himself to just channel whatever wants to come through. And you may not even know what that looks like, and that may feel scary to some. So this talks about born through love between your parents. So this is the feminine and the masculine within you, okay? And it talks about you, the spirit with the material. Yeah, the colors of a sunset, a hug, a couple, a sun, two businesses, two ideas, two people, or three or four. A work of art modified by another artist. A remix of a song. The number three, the spirit with the material. That's beautiful, right? It says a work modified by another artist. So it's like the beauty in co-creation itself and the things in which you get to co-create. This feels like a fundamental basis where someone will take that same teaching and then apply that to their life, but then also share that with so many other. So I'm seeing, don't underestimate the ripples that this will send out, and maybe something that you say or something that you create and that end up in becoming a point of inspiration or a point of reference. A remix of a song, right? It's like you're taking something, but then that's also being, what would be the word? It's a point of like generation, right? It's like from the light bulb from Thomas Edison. Well, now we have lamps. Now we have, lights. We have like ring lights. We have flashlights. We have all kinds of lights. It's like it's that type of element. Um, it's that type of element where it translates into so many different things. This is so exciting. Let's get a message for you. Let's get a gateway of the light activation message. We'll get a, I'm hearing a soul spin on things. Crystal skull wisdom. So if you've been receiving some kind of doubt or experiencing some kind of doubt, this is clarity that you're going to be receiving around this being divinely aligned. Also high vibrational energy. It could also be an idea that feels like it's ahead of its time with future thinking and the Arcturian light codes. Again, it's something in which you're tuning into. Crystal skull wisdom is aspects of your life becoming clearer at this time. Expect to become aware of what you need to step away from in order to have more of a focused path. You may have felt indecisive, but now you're downloading direct guidance from the heart of source so that you can live and express yourself in a more authentic way. Know that downloads often appear as your own inner guidance, encouraging you to move forward. The key is to recognize the calmness they bring. This is a time of clarity and connection. Crystal Skull Wisdom is here to bring clarification to what you've been receiving within. In order for the next phase of your journey to unfold, you must follow the information you have received. You know what you need to do in order to heal and grow. If you've been asking for a sign that the healing work you've been doing has been successful, trust that this card is the message you've been waiting for. It's to do the thing. Okay, it's to do the thing. We'll get one more closing out message. I want to get a Magic of the Gathering card for this and take a look at firepower. Of course it is, right? We have Chandra here. So this is about creative life force being channeled in a very specific direction. You also have resourcefulness here at the base. This card I don't think has ever really come out. Maybe for like a personal read, but we'll read that at the base. There could be something about do start with what you have right now. Resourcefulness and firepower. You'll find a way. If there's a will, there is a way. Human beings want to be free. We want to choose our destiny. If something is holding you back, break the chains. Unleash your inner fire and use it to fuel your actions. It's time for a breakthrough. Find out what drives you in your actions. Are you in control of that force, or is it controlling you? Can you watch your reaction as it's happening and then get into the driver's seat to consciously steer your actions instead of unconsciously reacting to them? So feel the fear and do it anyway. Don't wait for the absence of fear. Do it even in the presence of fear. Because again, this goes beyond you. It could be fear of how you're going to be perceived or your creations may be received. But if you can allow yourself to be pleasantly surprised and receive what flows from you, I'm hearing before it feels like it's ready, that's where there's beauty, because that is quantum. Now, resourcefulness, the bigger the problem you take on, the bigger the life you will lead. Big problems will call forth a resourcefulness that you didn't know you had within you. Start with the impossible and let it be your guiding light. You are capable of greatness. Yeah. So weed out any false thoughts within you, emotions, or people that don't have your best interests at heart. Resourcefulness in that sense, I also see it as becoming a conducive environment for yourself. What are thoughts that are going to be conducive, highly electric, all reality is just undifferentiated bandwidths of frequency, light from the highest oscillation to the slowest oscillation. What thoughts have a high vibration to them? Thoughts of excitement, thoughts of gratitude, thoughts of gratefulness. Oh, I just said that. Thoughts of unconditional love, right? Unconditionally accepting yourself at every stage of your evolution, trusting that what you may see as a work in progress, others could already see as a masterpiece. It's like things that are going to be encouraging, things that are going to be deeply accepting, thoughts that are not going to be so conducive as judging yourself, expectations for yourself, being, feeling in grief, sorrow, victim mindset. Like those things are not going to be super conducive for you. So can you steer your inner world in a direction that is going to support and reflect the things and what you want to create and experience in the world around you? So you don't see the world as it is, you see it as you are. If you see yourself as unlimited, well, that's what you'll experience. If you see yourself as limited in range, that will be the lack reflected in the world around you. So can you see paths where they previously, in a small perception, felt like they didn't exist? Can you create paths that feel like they haven't existed up until you are aware of them? So I'm seeing that pathway be you. You are the path unfolding and experiencing itself. You are consciousness experiencing the path and everything on it. The people that you meet, the opportunities. It's consciousness meeting itself over and over again. The ideas. You are all interacting with itself. So I'm going to love and leave you right there. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing. We'd love to have you around. Let me know what you feel like this is for you. I'd be very interested to hear. Is it art? Is it maybe something that you want to say? What may it be? Also, personal reading details are also down below. Check out Order Spirit if you're looking for some high quality AAE grade gemstones. One of the proceeds are donated towards Otter Sanctuaries. It's a small family owned business that handcraft these beautiful gemstones. Today we have rhodonite, sunstone, and rainbow moonstone on today. And until next time, bye.
Clouds in the sky, don't care if I stay all day. Dreaming of time when you and I would